The views that India's top warmongers, Arnab Goswami and Major General GD Bakshi, are apoplectic is a fact. But little did they know what dangers awaited them on their own TV show yesterday, where a brilliant scholar taught them a very good lesson. A sly smile spread on their lips as they thought of their humiliation.
India on the Western theatre, when you are bogged down there, simple question.
Okay, let Victor take that.
Another.
You made a number of points there. Victor, see, that was General Bakshi's point of view, and I think pretty much he's laid it out there for you. So your turn to respond to that.
He's fighting India on the Western theatre, when you are bogged down there, simple question.
Okay, let Victor take that.
Another.
You made a number of points there. Victor, see, that was General Bakshi's point of view, and I think pretty much he's laid it out there for you. So your turn to respond to that.
Well, thank you very much for having me. First of all, I listened very carefully to what the Excellency the General had to say. Couple of points to start with. China acquired Xinjiang before the time of Jesus Christ. So, read history first, General. And secondly, Tibet became part of China about 800 years ago. Again, read about history. When you talk about invasion of Tibet, it's not done by China. China and Tibet became one country about 800 years ago. That's the basic historical facts you need to study. I know you studied the military, but studying military without historical context will not make you a great military leader. That's the first point. The second point, you talked about China and Pakistan. China-Pakistani friendship and cooperation are established on solid rocks. It will never be shaken by any force in the world. So no country in the world should second guess China-Pakistani solidarity and friendship and brotherhood and sisterhood. And such brotherhood and sisterhood did not just start in May 2025. It started quite a few decades ago. The Pakistani side and the Chinese side jointly produced the military planes, and the Pakistani side has the full benefit of all the military advances that China has made over the decades. So don't pretend to be surprised if China and Pakistan closely cooperate in defending the legitimate of Pakistan, in defending its sovereignty and territorial integrity. Now, you talked about terrorism. I personally condemn terrorism of all colors and shapes and forms. And we need to deal with the fundamental reasons for terrorism. But whenever there is a terrorist attack, you cannot just jump the gun and jump to the conclusion that accusing a certain other country as sponsoring the terrorist attack. Let's deal with the terrorist attacks as they are and get to the bottom of that by exhausting all investigation and inquiry before you will be justified to take military action.
Reverse. It was 6 years or 7 years ago that Major General GD Bakshi retired, had to suffer humiliation at the hands of an airline. Yes, an airline. Vistara airline had to remove his picture that it had placed on the Twitter to honor him as a war veteran or a war hero after it received complaints from a large number of people who said that Major General GD Bakshi retired is actually a bigot who promotes Hindutva ideology day in and day out.
Now let's talk about a controversy that really needn't have been at all. Air Vistara facing a massive backlash online with the boycott Vistara #trending. Why did this happen? Only because the official Twitter handle of the airline posted a picture with war veteran Major General GD Bakshi. Now, some people pointed out to many of the controversial remarks that General Bakshi had made in the past. They slammed the airline and said that they will refuse to travel on Vistara anymore. What's worse, soon after, Vistara then deleted the tweet and issued a statement saying that it didn't want its platform to be disrespectful for anyone. However, the deletion of the tweet only attracted even more anger now from the people on the other side who said that this was nothing short of an insult to an army veteran.
But yesterday's humiliation on the Republic television show, in my view, is far greater than what Arnab Goswami and Major GD Bakshi retired could have ever imagined. This is far greater than their self-esteem can handle. This is far greater than their social standing can bear. This is far greater than their ability to cope with it. Mina Zabu Sarfaz Ahmad, yeah, Rabu Begazeta, Karachi, Pakistan, Anna Sarfaz Ahmad, I will refugee, Karachi. I am thankful to Zainab Sarfaz Ahmad for her highly valuable contribution to this initiative. Caste matters much. Last but not least, both Arnab Goswami and Major GD Bakshi retired are Brahmins.
Is not a leader of Indian government. Second point, I'm absolutely convinced that no Indian leader and no Indian government will ever want to interfere in China's domestic affair involving Taiwan. India's government position clearly states that
Nor
India
will we want you to interfere.
there is only one China and Taiwan is part of China, and the PRC government is the sole legitimate representative of the totality of China. Do you want to
Could you
up
answer
the
his question on the fallibility of the systems?
No, you will never.
Victor, do you want to answer his question which he raised here about the fact that your systems failed? Did your systems fail because they were flawed, or did they fail because the Pakistanis didn't know how to use them?
Yeah, sir. Do you want me
I'm
to
not a general,
restate
sir. Yep,
what
thank
I
you.
said? For that aerial combat between India and Pakistan, there is only one country which lost, and it is not Pakistan.
Well, I